When they came, they opened fire on the people.
Well, we pride ourselves, and I think properly so, in standing up for human rights. Military assistance programs expose the trainees to democratic ideas and humanitarian standards.
I'm very concerned about what's happened in East Timor. We have ignored it so far.
Morning hangs like a veil. Our broken dreams fill these graves. Our prayers scratch holes in the sky. We came here to mourn, not to die. Reach for your hand as we walk. Your skin is so tense, but so warm. Soldiers stand around with their guns. They're drowning in screams as we run. And I watch you fall, lifeless bird from the sky. You slip through my fingers, no kiss, no goodbye. So I lay down my arms around you, and the shots fire while I cry for you. For you.
I lost one sister and two brothers.
It was 10 days before I was to give birth. The army was shooting people, and they would die at our feet, but we couldn't stop to help them.
I know families that were totally wiped out.
Two American newsmen badly beaten, Mr. Alan Laird and Miss Amy Goodman.
The Indonesian army converged in two places.
Wiping the hair from your face, you stare vacant eyes into space. Oh, sticky wet red on my hands. Your body lies limp in my arms, and I watch you fall, lifeless bird from the sky. You slip through my fingers, no kiss, no goodbye. So I lay down my arms around you, and the shots fire while I cry for you. I miss you.
All That's Left. When Johnny finishes singing, Brendan slowly gets up and removes the tape from the VCR. Sitting on my chair, speechless, I try to make sense of the feelings burning a path through my body. But it's too hard. Nothing solid remains. Everything is consumed in fire. I am a burnt-out shell, filled only with the blackened, angry remains of my still smouldering heart. My ignorance lies in ruins, and all that's left are my tears, my rage, and my head full of ash.
Beautiful. It's a lovely thing that you've done. It's a great story. It's told in a way that is going to draw us into it because it's just the writing style.
Well, it's interesting because you also have to engage with it, don't
Yes.
you? You actually have to sit there with
absolutely.
the book and then be pressing play, or on your iPod even you could, or your MP3 player, you could download it into that and then just sit there.
Absolutely. And look, the whole idea of a verse novel, and I reckon most of your listeners out there will have never heard of what this genre called verse novel before, but the beauty of it is that it's so much white space around the writing and so much is unsaid that it gives the reader this dignity where they have to find the meaning in the words, and so it sort of takes you on a journey and paints a picture. It's a different experience than reading a standard novel, which sort of, really fills the space with noise,
But it's also a different experience in writing too, insofar as your word selection has to be extraordinarily succinct and accurate in the sort of J.D. Salinger way of travelling. You really have to choose your words with great care and precision. Both in terms of Fiona, but the rhythm of the words, the exact meaning of the words, how the words look and sound next to each other, all of those things are part of the process.
That's right.
Well, which is where it kind of veers into spoken word too, isn't it?
That's right, exactly right, yes.
I mean, it is also something, not wishing to put, marketing ideas forward, but surely it would lend itself very well to an audio book.
Well, it does, and actually, what comes with the actual product is there's an e-book for people who are technically savvy, where you actually can read it on a e-book reader or on a computer, and when you get to the track, there's just a play button. You press the play button, and bang, there's the song. So,
nice.
So for an iPad user, for instance, that's the sort of
or one of those apparati.
Yeah.
And I suppose one question that does need to be asked: why is it called The Taste of Apple?
Well, it's interesting. There's an obvious metaphor there, I would imagine.
Macintosh.
Yeah, Macintosh.
Okay.
Well, that's one. I suppose it sort of gives allusions to the Garden of Eden and stuff. But obviously, the whole book is trying to subvert that, I suppose, and it's about the need for knowledge and the importance of knowledge and the beauty of knowledge.
And what we gain from eating of the fruit from the tree.
So it is a classical approach to Apple.
Yes,
great. Because
but with a twist.
But of course, I would expect no less. But nothing to do with Gwyneth Paltrow.
I was listening to the songs independently during the course of the day, and the songs also stand up by themselves too, which is another great thing. So the layers and levels in which you can enjoy the taste of Apple, appreciate the taste of Apple, and develop understanding through it all as well. It's just it's well done, you guys. That's what can I say.
That's such a terrific creative idea. So nice to see something new.
Who's published it?
IP, a small Brisbane publisher. They publish about 30 titles a year.
Yep.
An interesting story goes with this is that when I got rung up, because it actually won a prize for Best First Book, they run a national competition, is that my son, who had recently won a short story competition, after the phone call, we got out the champagne and, this is great, it's my first novel, blah, blah, blah. And he said, but Dad, you didn't win $500 like me. And fair enough. I'm well rebuked.
Yes. Back in your box.
Yes, yes.
And he's only 8 years old.
He's 8, yeah. You were giving him champagne?
Oh, no.
No, that's all right. The champagne was for you. He had lemonade.
That's right.
Obviously. Don Stewart and James Laidler. Now, The Taste of Apple, it's in shops now? Has it been distributed into...
I know it's in readings because we had our
and you launched
just
the other day
last week,
which I missed. Yeah.
And I know it can be ordered into other bookshops, but
if anyone would like to,
or you can get it online through the IP sales shop, which is www.ip.
Just use Google it. Use your search engine, IP publishers, and it'll come up. And
I imagine if you Google the taste of Apple, it will probably be a good way to get there and buy.
Press the buy button.
Yeah.
Press the cart button.
Yes, add to cart.
Add to cart.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. It's really
thank you.
It's a great thing.
And this reminds me just a little bit of a a sign I saw today that I'm considering buying because it's just marvellous, and it's from an Australian artist, I think, actually came up with it, and it's just like a street sign or something, but it says, there's no such thing as avant-garde, just people who've been left behind.
Can I have that on a T-shirt?
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very good.
Yes.
I'd wear that T-shirt.
Yeah. So
depends on where I was.
Of course.
No one behind me. I don't want it on the back. I want it on the front. Yep. Fiona, thank you.
Pleasure.
If I don't see you before, have a lovely Christmas.
Yes, you too.
And we'll see you in 2011 or 2011.
Yes, 2011. Everyone seems to be calling it, don't they?
James Laidler. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Derek.
John Stewart, thanks, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Derek.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
It's 16 to 9. This is 774 ABC Melbourne and ABC Victoria.